Hey you guys. Okay, so I'm going to do a quick story time, and this is the time that little me, Anya, had a stalker. Yes, a whole stalker, y'all. And this was not even recent. So yeah, let's just get right into it. So I would love to tell you guys that I had a stalker, and it was somebody that I used to even be remotely into, but it wasn't. It wasn't anybody that I had a crush on, or that had a crush on me, or that was my age, or that I had dated. This was a complete stranger that found me when I was working at Red Lobster. So I worked at Red Lobster for a few years. Was it a few years? Or am I lying? I worked at Red Lobster for probably about almost 2 years, okay? So started working at Red Lobster, became a host, and then when I turned a certain age, I think 18, or you have to be a certain age to be a server. Whenever I turned that age, I became a server. So it's my senior year. I have the best personality. I put a smile on my face when I serve my tables, even if I'm not feeling my best or I'm upset. Like, even if it's a fake smile, I'm smiling and I'm pushing through and I'm making money. So very personable, speak to everybody. This particular man, I do not even remember if I had served him before. I can't honestly remember if I can serve him before. I'm just gonna feed y'all some bull. I'm going to really tell you guys the real story and how I remember it. And I don't remember if I served him or not, but I do remember him being around the restaurant a whole lot. And at first it was not something that was super weird, because he was an older guy. Usually older people have schedules. They go to eat places on certain days, and so it wasn't unusual to see him there on certain days. Now, I really didn't pay any attention until other servers and hostess and stuff started noticing that he was only there the days I worked, and he stayed there the entire time that I worked. At first he would just come and visit. Hair everywhere. At first he would just like come and visit and eat and go just like a regular person, but then he started staying longer and longer, hanging around at the bar and stuff like that. So at first I wasn't really creeped out. I just thought he was just older. He likes Red Lobster. He came every Tuesday and Thursday, Friday and Saturday. Like, I just thought it was just something that he did. People do that, and a lot of people don't even know, but a lot of older people go eat somewhere, a certain place, every Thursday or every, whatever. But when it started being just my shift, the days I worked, the times I worked, it started getting creepy. So he started like saying little stuff to me. He would say hey here or there, pretty smile here or there, compliment my hair here or there, just little stuff like that. And it would creep me out, but he wasn't crossing any boundaries. So I was not thinking a whole lot into it. Like, older men flirt. That's just what they do. I was 17. He had no business flirting with me, but that's what older men do. They flirt. And they give compliments even if they're not flirting. They give compliments, and just, I didn't think that it was anything super extraordinary. But this went on for months. He would come more frequently. He would sit in my section or at the bar and pay more attention to me more frequently. He would just do a lot of stuff, began to get to be a little too much. And then one day, as I'm getting off of work, I had a good day. I'm headed to the bar to, cash out my money and fix me something to drink, and not alcoholic beverage, just something to drink before I go, because I'm waiting on my ride. Now, at this time, I was not driving to work. I did this for a period of time. I don't remember why. I can't remember if I had wrecked my car, which is probably what I did, because I was a horrible driver. I am a horrible driver. I can't remember if I had wrecked my car or if I didn't have a car. I can't really remember. Like I said, it's the beginning of my senior year. I think I had a car, but I had like 2-3 wrecks my senior year, so there's no telling. So my boyfriend at the time, who was not my husband, he's actually the boyfriend from my boyfriend kidnapped me video. So yeah, him. He was my boyfriend at this time. So You want to hear more about him, go watch that video. Anyways, he was picking me up from work. I had like family that would drop me off, but he would most likely be the one to pick me up, and we would go like grab something to eat, and he'd take me home. So I'm waiting on him to come and pick me up or whatever, and as I'm waiting at the bar, the older man comes out of the bathroom. Now, I only sat at the bar because I thought he was gone. I thought he knew that my shift was over, or I thought maybe we were all overthinking it and he left because he was ready to go, you know. He came back and sat at the bar, and immediately I'm uncomfortable because he's just been giving me the heebie-jeebies, like, ugh. Again, this man was twice my father's age, and I was 17 years old. And he just gave off bad vibes. Like it was not cool. Anyways, so he sat down at the bar, and at first he made chit chat. I still have my uniform, so I'm gonna keep it professional. You know, people would like to think that because you work at a restaurant or a fast food place or whatever that you don't have to act professional, but you should, because that will carry over onto your career once you're done with this just job, you know. So I was still being very professional. I still had on my uniform. You know, I was still at work, so I tried to be as professional, as polite as I could. He was making small talk. I was making small talk back, or answering. Not really making small talk back, but I was answering him. How are you doing? La da da da. Good day. You make some money. You know, just stuff that regular people ask servers. You know, it was not nothing extra creepy, but I was just creeped out because it was this old man that gave me the heebie-jeebies. Like, first of all, I don't even know how he knew my schedule. Like, everybody swore up and down, and I wouldn't know because when I wasn't there, I was not there, but everybody swore up and down whenever I was not at work, he did not show up. So it was very weird, but it got weirder. More weird. More weird. It got more weird. I guess that's the word. As I'm sitting there and he's making small talk, I guess he realized that I'm super duper irritated and annoyed and over him. So I'm just pretty much sitting there at this point like, yeah, like, where the hell is my boyfriend? He needs to come on and come get me. This man asked me what I was gonna do about college next year. And I'm like, excuse me? He's like, I know. Yeah, he said, I know you're going to college next year. He's like,
I could take care of you.
And this is him holding up this huge wad of money. Like, but I was not impressed, like, at all. Like, I'm 17. You're every bit of 70. I kid y'all not. Like, if he was not 70, because some people don't age as well as others, he was still old. He had no business whatsoever. I was so freaked out. Like, I was just like, no, like, I don't need your money. You don't need to worry about how I'm gonna get through school. You need to stop following me, stop approaching me, don't say anything to me. Like, I was angry. I was really angry, and before I could really just go in on him or whatever, my phone rang. My boyfriend, I got in the car with my boyfriend and I left. And for all I know, this man could have been following me and knew where I stayed. This is why I was really like creeped out about it, because up until this point, I was kind of brushing it off. I was kind of just like, it's not that big of a deal. He's not threatening me. He's not following me. He's not doing anything. So I'm not gonna like make a huge deal out of it. But this man crossed the line, like, for real. So I decided that I was going to tell my boss. So me and my friend told my boss. My boss was like, let me know if he comes in again and follows you, stuff like that. So for a little while, I want to say my next 2 shifts, I didn't see him. So for 2 days of my shifts, two days that I worked, he didn't show up. But that third day, he was there. And so I told my boss, and my boss was like this really cool younger guy, whatever. And he just really cared about his workers. Like, one of the best bosses, managers, etc., whatever I've ever had. My necklace is so tangled. Anyways. So he's like, let me know the next time he comes in and if he bothers you. So I told him that third day that he came in, and he was like, okay. And the man got his food, he ate. He got his drinks, he drank. Eventually he was just sitting there reading something, like, and he really wouldn't say anything, but he was just staring at me the whole time, or looking at me, or always looking in my area. And he had stopped reading completely and was just sitting there basically. So my manager goes up to him and he's like, because this man didn't do anything to endanger anyone, he didn't hurt anyone, like, they couldn't say, you can't come back here, you know, like, they could have got in big trouble for that. So the manager really had to go about how he said stuff to him a certain way, because I know once I put this video out, people are gonna be like, why didn't your manager just kick him out? Like, my manager was amazing, and I understood why he had to be kind of gentle with this older man. He kind of had to just, you know, gently tell him to get his ass out his restaurant. So he went over to the table. He was like, how's everything going? He went over to the table. He's like, how's everything going? La da da da. He was like, was your food good? How was your drink? So the man was like, oh, it was great. I ate and I'm done. And he was like, okay, well, here's your check. Like, pushing his check over to him, like, get the hell out of here. I know what you're doing here. I understand that you've approached my server. You know, he didn't say that, but because the way he told him, here's your check, and looked at him, he knew why he was getting put out. He knew that he had no business dealing with me like that. So he gets up and he leaves. But that doesn't stop him. He keeps coming back. And every now and then he would say something to me or just speak. Whatever. It didn't matter if he just said, hey. Like, to hear my name roll off this man's tongue, or to hear him say hey, or whatever, it creeped me out. Like, gave me goosebumps all over, and I could not stand it. So the same time that I told my manager, I was thinking about telling my daddy, but something told me, don't tell your daddy. Like, don't tell him. So I didn't. But once I realized that this man was not gonna stop coming, I got scared for my safety, because he would leave when I left for work. So if I'm walking out the door leaving for work, he's 3 minutes behind me. You know what I'm saying? Like, not right behind me, close enough to where I can feel him, but he left when I left. You know what I'm saying? So I was scared about him knowing where I stayed, or seeing my car, or following me, or maybe one day getting close enough to pull me into his car or something. Like, I didn't know. But anyways, I ended up telling my daddy, and my daddy was like, okay, next time. I'm like scared of my eye. I'm sorry, y'all. I've been trying to record this video all day, so I've had on this makeup about 8 hours, and this mascara is flaking so bad. Oh, freak. Oh, okay. Okay, so I told my dad, he was like, okay, the next time he comes, I'm gonna come pick you up, and you let me know who it is. I'm like, oh shoot. Like, my daddy does not get that. Like, I'm his only girl. He loves all of his kids, all 3 of us. He adores all of us. He would go to the moon and back for all 3 of us, but I'm the only girl, and he just does not play about me. Like, he would fuss at me for stuff that my brothers never got fussed at about. Like, I'm just the little girl. But anyways, so my daddy's crazy about me. So I'm knowing, like, when he told me to tell him the next time this man is here, I'm just like, ugh. So then I got scared for the man's safety, but whatever. He had no business messing with me. So the very next day, the man shows up while I'm there. He doesn't say anything to me, but he's there. And when I'm getting ready to leave, he is leaving out behind me. And so me and Bree are walking out, and I call my daddy, and I'm like, you outside? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, okay. He's, you know, behind me. You know, he's behind me literally. So I'm like, he's behind me. Like, I'm trying to talk on the phone, like, he's behind me, you know. So my dad pulled up past the door, so we had to walk to him. When the man was still walking behind us, He got out the car and started to approach him, and the man took off because he realized what was going on. My daddy caught up with the man and like yanked him up like all in his face. Now by this time they're at the back of the parking lot, and me and Bree are still at the front of the parking lot by the car. And so we're like finna walk or run down there or whatever. My dad was like, no, stay where you guys are at. Like, you know my dad, and you know exactly how he said that. And so we stayed where we were at, and he did not punch the man like I thought he was gonna do. He didn't punch him. He didn't slap him. Like, he didn't beat the little old man up, but he scared the living crap out of him because I never saw that man again. Not at Red Lobster. I never saw him again. One of my friends swears that one day when we were shopping that he was following us around in the mall, but whenever I looked for him, I couldn't see him, and I know he just went disappearing. I don't know if she was trying to creep me out or what. But I never saw him in Red Lobster again. But every time somebody says something about a stalker or something like that, it's still weird for me to be like, I had a stalker. 3-4 times my age. I don't know. I don't wish that on anybody. Like, of course he didn't get to me. He didn't hurt me. I was not kidnapped or anything like that by him. But the story could have been a lot worse. You know what I'm saying? There could have been something that happened. So I just want, especially young girls, like if you have people approaching you, especially older people asking you, you know, can they take care of you? Like, don't look at it as an out. You know what I'm saying? Don't, because had I been in a bad predicament and didn't have parents like I had that taught me good, or did not, or I felt like I had to do certain stuff to get stuff that I wanted, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I felt like I had to, then he could have easily taken advantage of me. Because it was very clear that he had money, but I didn't want his money. I didn't want his time. I didn't want his attention or anything like that. So anyways, before I start preaching, y'all just, you know, watch your surroundings, especially young girls. Watch your surroundings. Go everywhere in a pair or group if you can. And just stay away from creep dudes. Just stay away from them. They don't mean you no good. Like, that man meant me no good. He wanted to make it seem like he wanted to pay for my schooling or to help me out, but he really wanted the help, okay? And I ain't got no time for that. I don't have no time for that. I was too busy looking at 16, 17, 18, 19-year-old boys, not their granddaddies, okay? So yeah, that's the time that I had a stalker. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Y'all be safe.